what could it possibly be besides that ungodly noise from the fan? Let's see, I got quite a mess under here. Oh, look, another box. If I have time, it'll be on to project number 2, which is to build another 7950X system for CPU miner. I tried to do it last week, but I think the motherboard is dead. I'm not going to name the seller, but this will be the second one. A B650, where's the box? B650E-F gaming motherboard that I bought from this seller. Actually, this will be the third. The first one I bought was bad. It had obvious bent pins. They said, send it back, we'll get you another one. And then buy another one. And so I bought another one and it worked. And so then I said, hey, cool, I ordered another one and it doesn't work. I don't know if it's the first one that I bought. I got to look at the pins closer, but what is this? Is this a kaspa keychain? What the hell? What the hell? No, that's metal. I thought for a minute maybe it was 3D printed. Look at that. It got me a kaspa. Let's see, do I have that in the camera? Let's do it this way. A kaspa keychain. Whoa, that is cool. A little free gift from the folks at IceRiver. I ordered this miner from Tswift, so I think he just made the order. It came with a hunt key. I don't know if I need this. I've got other PSUs. A hunt key, 120 watt PSU, which I'm pretty sure I've got something better than that, which I'm going to need to overclock it. I do have some 6-pin adapters, which don't seem to work on my overclocked KS0 OGs, but does seem to work on my KS0 Pro, which I already have, which is running, I should know, I just checked. I just looked at it before it came out here. It's running 304, I think. Temperatures are awesome. The temperatures on my original KS0s are kind of scary hot. So I put a death grip on this styrofoam. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Well, they put this on upside down because the label is on this way, and I would say these fans go on the bottom. Oh, it has a warranty void sticker. Oh, yes. Well, I'm about to remove it because I'm going to overclock the shit out of this one too. So let's get this box out the way. I've recorded some videos and haven't done anything with them, but let's take a look at the cabinet, get past all this mess. Anybody want an S17? That was probably not a good purchase, although it was dirt cheap. And I found out why. Okay, so the cabinet is warm, almost hot to the touch, so I'm kind of afraid to see what the temperature is going to be. I even have one GPU minute, so the lower level is at 112 degrees, upper level is 113. That's actually better than it was yesterday, but I have this thing crammed with CPUs, so if you can hear me, I would like that other GPU miner on, but it is just too hot. It was getting up over 120. The only real thing I did was cram 3 motherboard or CPU miners down there behind this gas miner underneath my 3 KS0s, and kind of rearranged over here, ended up with an empty spot. So what I think I'm going to do is I have several, what I call these mini ATX, like 3900 or 5900 series. I think I'm going to take all of them out of the cabinet and put them upstairs. And then that'll give me more room in the cabinet. It'll take some heat out, because I don't really know where all this extra heat was coming from, because last week this was running like 94 degrees, which is fine. Now it is hotter outside. It's been close to 80, so so the ambient temperature's up, but it is heating the garage up, so it's 90 in the garage. So I guess if it's 22 degrees above ambient, that's not horrible. But there is some serious heat coming out now. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Turn some more of these off. Turn on the fan. I have a green shroud for the green miner. What did I do with this? Must be over there on my table. The whining noise is when I hooked my KS0s back up, the one in the back that's on the single shroud by itself, I wasn't sure if I had the fans hooked up, so rather than, and they're kind of trapped here, they're kind of bigger than these bars, which is cool, except I went and said, well, rather than picking them up, let me just stick my finger around the corner and see if that fan's spinning. And yes, it got a pound of flesh and broke two of the blades off. So the only other 120 millimeter high-speed fan that I had that wasn't like a 800 RPM, like a PC case fan that's real slow, was I took one off of an S9, so that's the mini vacuum cleaner running in there. So I ordered another fan. I need to swap that out. But then I realized I didn't order two fans, because now I need two, because I have two KS0 Pros and single shrouds, so I need another fan now. So hello Amazon, let's click on Prime, get it tomorrow. So we'll do that, but I'll go ahead and hook it up tonight. This is another extremely loud fan. I'll probably take the other fan off of this S9. Anybody want an S9? I got S17 S9. I also have an HS light and an LT light and a couple of Apollo G1 minis. 4 of these things. All of this stuff, well, these 2 and these 4 used to be in that cabinet before I got so many CPU miners. I didn't have room, and the GREEN miner wasn't very profitable, and these things just, I don't know, I probably should sell them, or maybe they'll be part of the next giveaway. So story of my life. I buy shit. So if you're new into mining, let this be a lesson. Do a lot of research before you purchase something. Let's go close the cabinet. Look at hot in here. So the crazy thing is, with those shrouds, I have the 2 KS0s, the OG KS0s. Is this wire in your way? There we go. They run extremely hot. They have a 140 millimeter fan, which, where is it? I got one today. Maybe I didn't bring that out here. Oh. Yeah, so this is a 5200 RPM fan. I think the one on there is like a 2000 RPM fan. So I'm hoping this will cool them off, because they run really hot. The KS0 runs ice cold. It's crazy. So the first thing I want to do, oh, look at that, void. You can't void me. I'm the mining cabinet. Yeah, whatever. Alright, what did I do with the green shroud? Oh! Well, I just, here it is. The green shroud. Oh, look at that. Ta-da. So I watched Greater Good Mining's video this morning, and I am just going to take the end caps off, which I think this pack came with the end caps. Yeah, but these aren't terrible, but let me express some of my thoughts. I'm sure if you design these, you can probably pull it up in software and see exactly. But what I see is that probably still is blocking, I would say 40% maybe of the opening. It's no bueno. I want all of the air. I want all the air. I want all the feels. So what I do is I take these off and just leave them off, because I used to work at a sign shop and read that one time people want these big banners and they want you to cut wind slits in them, and I read an article once and it's like if you cut these wind slits in a big banner, you're opening up. So typically the way people do wind slits on banners, you're only opening up like 18%. So you still have 82% of the area blocked. So what good is that doing? So no blocks. All right, so we can look in here. If you've seen Greater Goods video, he talks about it as a great idea. When I do get around, if I have one that's running hot and I replace these thermal pads and the thermal paste and put the heat sinks on the VRMs, we'll take these fans and flip them and put them on this side, because you can see these little fans take up quite a bit of space in there. But I can't see. I can't. You can kind of see. I don't have enough light, but I can kind of see a little white ooze from the thermal paste. Oh, these have Loctite on them. It's obviously not the permanent Loctite, but it does have some kind of thread locker on them, which is good because 2 of my 3 KS0s that I've already gotten have had screws fall out in the box in shipping. But I think on all of them, it was one of these bottom plate boxes, which what's this hung on? Oh, it's hung on the you don't need that. It'd be different if I was drinking. I'd have an excuse. Okay, so then what I do is I find my big roll of painter's tape. Slice me off a bit of 2-inch painter's tape. Throw all these screws up here, that way I don't lose them. And then there we go. I act like I care about what's going to happen to this. I just want it to makes me the money. Show me the money. And since it works on the other one, I'm going to go with 6-pin cable. The one thing I did find is these are kind of stiff. This is a different. This one might be okay. This a little bit different shroud than the black ones. This actually go through, but nope, it's going to be the same, I think. I think because of the way this barrel plug is, yeah, I don't know if you see it, it's really putting pressure on the barrel plug. So what I'll do is put it that way, although I think I want it offset to put a space to, well, it's got space. That's overthinking. Ta-da! You know what? I did not even get a 120 millimeter fan. I only got the 140. What a dipshit. Ooh, stickers. So the this is the meter box. They sent me a picture of the miner sticker. Put that with my keychain. They sent me a meter box sticker. And they sent me an IceRiver sticker. I might put this on my car just to be funny. Nobody where I work. I work in rural Mississippi. I don't think most people down there, except for our plant manager, I know he's got a little bit of crypto, but just buys it. He's bought some SHIB. So we talk about that every now and then, but I don't think anybody else down there even knows what crypto is. I think they know what some other stuff is, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's put you guys on pause and let me get another fan off of this S9. Okay guys, welcome back. It's actually now Tuesday night. My wife got home from the gym or the pool. She does water aerobics last night, so stopped and had dinner and then watched little women's basketball. Not a huge women's basketball game or fan, but game between LSU and Iowa, and Caitlin Clark was out there like shooting half court shots like most people shoot free throws. But anyway, as you can see, I have actually did update the firmware to the PBFarmer. I went and put a regular PSU back on the KS0 Pro. I didn't realize it when I ordered the 6-pin to barrel connectors. I guess I didn't think about it, but they're pretty much only good if you're running stock power, although my older KS0 Pro is still on a 6-pin to barrel connector, and it's overclocked, and it's quite good, 288 gigahash. But this one, even when I started trying to do some overclocks, it just shut off and it wouldn't come back on, and I got worried for a second. So this is an important note. If you're going to use the PBFarmer firmware, really any firmware, but especially the PBFarmer firmware, there's no guardrails, he doesn't hold your hand. You know, if you want to go 200 miles an hour, it'll go 200 miles an hour and crash into the guardrail and flip over 20 times and burn. So I was worried, like maybe I typed in the wrong overclock setting, but I said, well, let me just try a regular laptop PSU I've got out here. I don't have a big enough one. I think the one I have is 150 watts. So I probably do need to get a 180 or a 250 and just put the KS0s back on laptop PSUs. Not the end of the world. So anyway, if you're tuning in, I'll put a link in the bottom to PBFarmer firmware. To get to the PBFarmer firmware, the stock KS0 Pro Dash is a little bit different. But you go to firmware upgrade, firmware file, and I didn't save it somewhere special. You can see it's been a while since I got it, but it is this one, PBV 071 KS0 Pro update. You also see I have the KS0. So those are the firmware. You put it in here, select file, update. Then when it's done, it'll tell you it's done. Do you want to reboot? And just make sure it reboots, even if you have to do it manually. The newer IceRiver stock firmware seems to do it right. I know the older KS0, when I did it, I had to manually reboot it. I maybe even power it off and back on. And when PBFarmer starts up, you'll get a license you have to agree to, and it'll basically say the same thing, that you're responsible for what you do to this miner. If you don't read the long instructions and follow it very carefully, you can damage your miner, you can overheat it. That being said, if we go to the home page, it gives you a much better dashboard than stock. It gives you the red is 5 minute, purple's 30 minute, green is 2 hours. So you can see in the span of 5 minutes, the hash rate varies wildly from a high of, does it show me the high? It doesn't say what the high actually is, but if you're going by this graph, it looks like it would be about 245. Oh, okay, it does say 245, and then the low is 220, so that's 25 gigahash. But If you look at the 2 hour, you know, that's a pretty smooth green line. It does tend to trend up and down. Chip voltages are rock solid. I don't know why they wouldn't be. The temperature goes up and down. I'm not sure. I mean, it's staying, you know, the high is in the power stage is 101, and the low is 96. But if you look at the chip temps, they're 61. I think I heard maybe it's Greater Good Miners saying that the power stage is good up to about 110, 120 maybe. So it's not the chip, it's the VRMs. So I may go ahead and take one of these KS0 Pros apart and repaste it, put some new thermal pads and some heat sinks on these power stages. Let's see what this one's doing. So this one is running hotter. I mean, it's running faster, but it's not nearly as hot, and I'm wondering if that's because it's 12 volt power. So I don't know. I think internally they're using 12 volts, so they've got to have a step down regulator. Maybe I do need to try this again, because it definitely is a lot different for a lot less hash rate, 225. So let's see what my setting is. 60 megahertz overstock with a 20 millivolt offset, and this one is quite a bit different. It's 225 megahertz with a 44 millivolt offset. You know, and of course this says to go up in small increments, but I'm pretty sure that I can take this up to, well, let's just double one. We'll go to 120. Maybe a 26. The KS0 Pro increases by 2 millivolts. Then you have to wait and see what it does. So I'm gonna wait and see, but I thought I would go ahead and put this video up of me getting another KS0 Pro. Is it worth it? Will it ROI? I have no idea. Matter of fact, let's see today if we won a block. We have won a block. Woo-hoo! Did we win one or did we win multiple? Nope. We got one. 239% effort. So these last two have sucked. I like 12%, 27%, 73%, but over 200%, it's pretty bad. So I imagine if the next ones go over 150%, I'm gonna go back to pool mining and maybe even take one of the original KS0 miners and put on unminable and mine other coins with it. Kaspa price kind of lame right now, 13.06 cents. Hasn't really done much in a while. Unless I already get paid out because my balance is 0. So not bad so far. So far it says I've gotten 41 Kaspa, but that can't be right because a block would be, yeah, block's 122.54. Could also put one or two of these on regular pool mining, and then the other 2 or 3 on solo mining, but I think I was going to stay on solo, and then if the luck stays worse than 150% in the next block or 2, then I'm going to have to go back to pool mining and maybe, like I said, go on unminable and use this to mine other coins or mine some Bitcoin. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching. I'll put some links in the bottom to the PBFarmer firmware and also the fans I'm using with the cooling shrouds. The cooling shrouds will be an eBay link, which I don't have an affiliate code for, but the other links are Amazon affiliate links. So if you buy some of those links, it gives me a little something, which is not much at this point, but hopefully one day it will be. So thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for subscribing if you have subscribed, and if you haven't, please consider hitting the subscribe button and like button, and stay tuned for more videos.